Hi and welcome to another episode of Toby's Barbecue Corner. Today we're making quails in the Dutch oven with Oriental rice and a lovely mint yogurt dip. Now what you need for it and how to do it, I'm going to show you in this episode. And this is what we need for today. Now obviously we need quails, and these 4 lovely quails are from France. Now I suggest you get 1 quail per person if you do more of a starter kind of thing. If you are doing a main course, then I would suggest 2 at the least, because obviously they are rather small. Then you need some jasmine rice, some veggie broth, a tomato, a couple of dried apricots, paprika, a couple of cloves of garlic, some shallots, an orange, some olive oil, some ras el hanout as a spice to give it that oriental flavoring, some paprika powder, salt and pepper. And then for the dip, besides the ras el hanout, you need some Greek yogurt, and I suggest that you get Greek yogurt with at least or a minimum of 10% fat, a couple of cloves of garlic, a couple of stalks of mint, as well as a little bit of lemon juice. As per usual, let's get the cutting out of the way. So take your garlic cloves, and I'm using 3 of them, and obviously cut them in small little strips. And then you're going to cut them even smaller, because obviously you don't want to bite down on bigger chunks. Then we're going to cut our mint. So what I like to do is I like to create those little packages, with a couple of mint leaves just stacked on top of each other. And then give them a center cut. And then we're just going to cut them into small little strips as well, so they can release all their flavor into the yogurt later on. And we're ready to assemble. So we're taking the ras el hanout, put that in there. Then we're going to add the cut up garlic, all that lovely mint that we cut up, and give it a good squeeze from our lemon. Now obviously make sure you don't get any of those seeds in there. There we go. And then we're going to give that a good stir, mix it all together, and then we're going to put it in the fridge for a minimum of 3 hours, so that all these lovely ingredients can really, mix and mingle and make sure that it tastes absolutely delicious later on. Whilst the dip is marinating, let's take care of the quails and all the other ingredients. Now what you want to do is, if they come with the neck still attached, you want to take it off, but don't throw it away. You can use it later on in the Dutch oven when you actually give them a sear, and that would add a lot of flavor to your dish. Obviously you don't eat that later on, you just remove it, but this is how you want the quail to look like after you're done. For the next step, we're going to use one of those IKEA pans, and what you want to do is you want to add a little bit of olive oil all over your quails, so that the ras el hanout that we're going to season them with in a second is going to stick on it, and then we're going to cover them up and leave them in the fridge until we're ready to cook. All seasoned up, and now they go back in the fridge. And on to the last bit of prep work. So we're going to peel and dice those shallots. Peel and dice the garlic. Cut the apricots into long little strips. Cut the tomato into little cubes, removing the seeds on the inside. Cube the paprika, removing obviously all the seeds that are inside. All the vegetables and the apricot are now mixed, so now we're going to take the remainder of the ras el hanout, just put that in there. The paprika powder, the salt and the black pepper go in as well. We're going to give that a bit of a stir, make sure everything is nicely coated. And then we're going to use some of that olive oil that we had left from earlier. And we're going to be using 2 tablespoons. There we go. Give it a good stir again. And then we're going to take the rice, the jasmine rice that we had set apart earlier. Put that in as well. Mix it, cover it until we're ready to barbecue. And lastly, let's take care of our veggie broth. So all we're going to do is we're going to squeeze an orange. Make sure we get all these nice fresh orange juice flavors out of there. Use a whole one. It will really add to the flavor. It will give it some freshness. It's absolutely great together with quail. And then we're going to use the water that we had set aside earlier. We're going to use our veggie broth powder. We're going to pour in the freshly squeezed orange juice. Give it a good stir so that it all mixes nicely. And we're done. The Dutch oven is nice and hot, so we're going to add the remainder of the olive oil into it. And then we're going to add the quail as well as the quail necks and give it a good stir from all sides. The quails have gotten sufficient color from all sides, and we're now going to remove them, and we're going to take care of our veggies. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put in all the veggies and the rice straight into the Dutch oven. Make sure you give it a good stir from all sides and let that Dutch oven come up to temperature. Once you're happy that everything has gotten a little bit of color, make sure that you create kind of like a little bed of the rice and the vegetables. Then we're going to add in the veggie broth with the orange juice. And we're going to add the quails back on top. We're going to close the lid and we're going to check back in about 20 to 25 minutes. Give it all a good stir and switch the quails to the other side. First 25 minutes are up, and what I've done in the meantime is I've reduced the heat to low, and I've only turned on one burner right underneath the Dutch oven. Now I'm using my size 6 Dutch oven for this cook. I think it's absolutely perfect. Now obviously if you do more quails or a larger portion, or you cook for more people, then obviously you will have to use a larger pot. Now that already looks lovely, so what we're going to do is we're going to move those quails around a little bit, put them on the breast side, but also give the rice a bit of a stir. Make sure it's not too dry, but that looks okay. I might add a little bit more of the veggie broth to it, just to be on the safe side, and then we're good to go. Exactly 45 minutes later, I did put a little bit more of the vegetable broth inside. Let's lift the lid. Wow guys, that looks absolutely amazing. We're gonna dig in now. Alright guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video about the quails made in the Dutch oven with the Oriental rice and the mint yogurt dip. Now it was super delicious, really enjoyable. So we ate it as a main course. As I said, if you're doing a main course, you probably want to have 2 quails per person. If you are only doing a starter, then you can live with 1. Now if you did enjoy the video, I would appreciate a comment and a thumbs up, and please head over to that subscribe button for more great videos to come, and I hope to see you soon again at Toby's Barbecue Corner.